Sup y'all, Winnie here. Welcome back to Lackadaisy. Much like the last video I just recorded, it's been a while since I've done a Lackadaisy. Part of that is because of the fact that a few months ago YouTube demonetized my channel and couldn't actually tell me why because the AI did it. So I was a bit worried about what could be the issue for my channel. But it's going to take me so long to even be able to apply to get that back that honestly I couldn't really be bothered to care anymore. So we're going back to the webcomics finally. And I went to go check to see how much of the comic story has come out since the last time I did one of those. And it looks like there's only been 7 new pages of the story. So I'm for now going to continue doing the mini comics. And I just checked to see how many mini comics I have left, and it looks like I've got about like 15 to 17 mini comics left. And then I guess I'll continue going through this stuff. I don't know if I'll do the previews. I might move on to the sketchbook after I finish the mini comics. But I don't think I'm going to finish the mini comics this week. We're definitely going to continue them though. Depending on how long they are, depends on how many happen. So, we're up to Lackadaisy Morphia. No. 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 Okay. A Patreon supporter asked whether it was Dr. Quackenbush who had to deal with Mordecai on this occasion, which was page 119 of the comic. It was actually Elsa who had the dubious honor. This barely qualifies as a comic, but it was useful for experimenting with. I modeled the simple background in 3D and wanted to see if I could make it cohere with pencil-drawn characters. Let's go back and see. I think she did a good job. I would not have thought that the background was done in 3D. I thought that it was just more drawings. I've not really been given any reason to believe that Tracy can't do that. So I totally would have just thought it was more drawings. Oh, I guess it's just him not wanting to get the needle. Okay, next up is Stupid Dream Diary. The Don Quixote, right, Don Quixote Society. I was about to say I don't know how to say it, and then my brain's like, yes, you do. I don't know where my brain's been keeping that, but The Don Quixote Society holds secret ceremonies in the old cellar. First, the 4 corns. Next, the anointing on the stairs. The lance, imitation aged bronze from Pier 1 Imports. Something terrible is coming, but only the dog sees. Time Cat. A rare hex bug. Amazingly, it has evolved a carapace composed of hexagonal solar panels. What's this? Time Cat, no! No! Crunch, crunch. Wait. It's just a commercial for cat litter. Playing in a cubicle immersion theater? Checker cab. Ooh, an old checker cab. Wait, why does it look like it says chicken cab? I can't read it right. Something's wrong with my vision. I didn't get eye insurance. I won't be able to fix it. What am I going to do? How will I work? Oh. Prison. Ah! What are these humans? As a prisoner here, you're not allowed to do that. For your punishment, you'll have to train the dogs. Disgusting. But I'll have my revenge. I'll teach you to speak German. I made these for patrons last summer while I was traveling and couldn't do a full comic update for the month. Sometimes readers will ask if I get a lot of ideas or inspiration for Lackadaisy from dreams. Well, I guess you could say this is an unfortunate glimpse of how the comic would go if I did. That's interesting, though. The German Shepherds. Question. Why is Mordecai so attractive? What? Am I expected to perform some sort of answer to this? Well, I won't. I have things to do. Important things. What is this? No doors, no windows. I see. I'm captive to artistic malfeasance. Stifling. If the indignity doesn't prove deadly, the stale air will. We need ventilation. Air holes! Oh, this doesn't work now. Not even the onomatopoeia. I hear that. She has sound effects. Is some consistency too much to ask? Some even-handedness? And why do I smell mayonnaise? How could this get any worse? Who brought mayonnaise? Her face. Ugh. Why can no one seem to remember the index of forbidden dressings and condiments? Did I not provide an easy-to-recall acronym? Mabastabchork. I tried to answer this in earnest, but Mitzi shot down all of my arguments with her face. How did she go from a martini to just handfuls of mayonnaise? Why would she go from a martini to just handfuls of mayonnaise? Question. What does Mordecai think of facial hair? What is the reason for the copious scruff lately? Is Wildman Pugilist a professional man you decided upon? Or did it just happen to you? Presentation matters, you know. Granted, in this eccentric neck of the woods you hardly stand out. But back in civilization, would you prefer if our competitors and colleagues were struck by our acumen, poise, and polish? Or by how much you look like you just returned from some sort of bear-punching expedition in the Yukon? Earlier. Did he actually... Bear, he's coming! Well, it's not in style. A reader question that required a somewhat different interpretation of Victor and Mordecai. Formerly a Patreon exclusive comic. Okay. Milksop. Question. Hi, are we going to see Freckle wink at some point? I think he'd look absolutely adorable if he winked at Ivy. Wink, wink, wink. Why is he winking to eat the sandwich? Hey, McMurray. You trying to get my attention? Hmm? Not quite a master of technique, but I appreciate the effort. Wink. Huh? Weren't you batting your lashes at me? You know, the thing with your eye. You're doing it right now. Oh, you're talking about the blink of deceit? Devil's gesture? The evil eye lid? Yeah! No. Oh. It's just... this sandwich is making my eye water... Yeah, it's dripping with horseradish. I thought it might spicing you up. My eye! I spicened it! Shoot, was that a forbidden condiment? I forgot to reference the index. The what? Nothing. Here, this will help. I thought that was a splash of more horseradish at first. Oh, thank you. I guess it helped jostle my eyelashes loose? They seem to be launching an attack on my eyeball. Should I radio distress? No, I'm sure I deserve this. Sorry, milk went up my nose. I'm allergic to horseradish. Gosh, what a mess. What a hopeless, sobbing, mixed up wreck. Let's go neck in the broom closet. Damn it, Ivy. Can't a boy just enjoy a nice normal sandwich in this town? I guess that's why it's Milksop, because he got splashed with milk and down he goes. So, a funny thing. I distinctly remember the fact that I gave Freckle a high-pitched voice because nothing about this creature implied to me that he's a grown man. I should have drawn that conclusion on account that he starts the comic having gotten fired from the police force. But nothing about Freckle gave me grown man vibes. But then I watched the pilot to the cartoon, and he had a deep voice, and I just laughed because I'm like, man, even with having heard that, I can't just jostle loose 10 years of thinking he sounds like a child. That's just stuck for me. Also, I input so many voices I can do anyway. I could, like, if I gave him a deeper voice, then it would just be weird for the Mordecai voice. Which, honestly, I think I'll always be proud of how similar the official Mordecai voice sounds to the one I've been giving him this entire time. But anyway, how many of these we have left? We're at Milksop. Yeah, there's enough to do more. I at the very least want this to be 10 minutes from reading, not 10 minutes from yapping. The Art of War. Dun dun. They're sneaking up on him. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Oh, they're tickling him. Is this Tiny Mordecai? I probably should have guessed it was Tiny Mordecai, unless they're just really big. No! Thwarted! If your forces are in fact superior to the enemy's, feign weakness. Yes, but have you read the part about knowing your enemy? Because I just dusted all the spiderwebs out of the transoms. Ugh. And so, if your adversary is of choleric temperament, seek to irritate him. Unfortunately, there's no follow-up text about what to do if he loses his marbles, disrobes, and leaps out of a third-story window when mom isn't home. Dang. The initial patron prompt for this was Mordecai being tickled, with his sisters involved, though it just couldn't be that straightforward. The first English translations of Sun Tzu's treatise on war, which most of us know as The Art of War, were published in the early 20th century. Now, let's do one more. Whoa. Lacrimosa. Is this Rocky singing? It's not like I know the tune if it is, so I'll just read it ominously. When you're burdened and soul shaken, and remorse hangs iron-laden round your shoulders, grown misshapen. When you dared where battle lines were drawn, boldly crossed that Rubicon, and searched, but all the stars were gone. It's definitely Rocky, but I'm going to keep doing this. In the blessed days you left behind, to a requiem of life combined, to live half and half out of time. And in that time, ticking fitfully, you purchased your complicity in blood and in iniquity. When shattered and in grief besought, that late uncertain spectre caught you unraveling unresting thought. And when the threads of life retrace a rending tale of fall from grace, how the monster piecemeal took your place. When you could swear you scarce exist, but art to artifice insists the show goes on, in spite of this. When you're desolate and all alone and desperately far from home, when the cold has bitten to the bone, come rest those bones where spirits be, in Lackaday fraternity, for misery loves company. A morbid little experiment in German expressionism for Halloween. Okay, so that's going to do it for this episode. I probably could have done that in a Rocky voice, but honestly it was more fun to do the ridiculous one that was like the Crypt Keeper if he smoked 20 packs of cigarettes every week. So, if you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you're notified of future uploads. And I'll see y'all in the next one, which will probably be more side comments, because like I said, at this point, it looks like there's only 7 more pages of the plot. And if I do that, then I'm going to immediately run out of plot. So, later.